What's going on?
Going
Welcome to the
on?
Locker Room Rant. I'm your host, John V. With me tonight is my co-host, Nick. What's going on, Nick? Say
Not
hello to the
much.
fine people.
Hello, everyone. Tony wants to send his best wishes to us today. He's actually taking his kid to a Blue Jackets game, so that's why
Tell
he's
the
not here
people what the
tonight.
Blue Jackets are. The Blue Jackets are the
Columbus Blue Jackets.
Columbus NHL hockey team. We have a video from Tony. We'll share it with you guys a little later. It's kind of a tribute to Johnny Hockey, aka Johnny Hockey, Johnny Gardeau, who passed away in August. Anyway, so Nick, how's your week? Tell me a little bit about the life of Nico.
Yeah, it's been great, other than the fact the Browns stink. Other than that, it's been fantastic.
God, Jesus, they suck.
Saw the Tribe go getting the ALCS over Detroit. That was nice. In a personal note, my nephew had his birthday party, so I was in Columbus for that. So
that's good. That's good. Melissa, what's up, fam? AKA Izzy. Maria, how you doing, fam? Eduardo, good to see you, brother. Hey, thanks for rocking out with us, fam. Look, let's touch on the Browns for a little bit before we dive in. Things are going just the way I thought they would. They're going.
They'd go just this way.
Yeah, it all starts and ends with that dirtbag.
Okay.
I'm not a fan, and let me say my piece.
Okay.
And then you can debunk and you can argue and you can
let you say your piece.
Spin it however you like. This is going the way that I thought it would. I had no faith in Deshaun Watson. I still don't have faith in Stefanski's play calling. I don't know what they're doing with an offensive coordinator. I don't know if there's a rift there. I don't know if they're getting along. I don't know if they just can't get on one page. But one thing I do know is they cannot convert on third down. So between your quarterback and two offensive play callers, you are 0 for 26 attempts at converting on third down.
We converted one last week.
Congratulations. My point is, Nick, this isn't going well, and it's starting to cause Browns fans, my wife included, a lot of animosity, a lot of stress, and a lot of the way that it used to be. So explain to me in your best, don't take all night, sum this up and tell all the good folks why the Browns suck.
Well, it's a lengthy discussion, so it's going to take me a little while.
Sum it up. We don't have all night.
Here's my synopsis of it. I think this change of the new offense was a terrible decision. I don't think our offense was that bad last year. I don't think our offense was that bad with Deshaun Watson last year. To me, it strikes me as odd that Deshaun Watson would turn terrible just in an offseason. He wasn't, and mind you, I think he deserves a lot of the blame. I'm not trying to defend him, okay? I'm not trying to defend him. There have been numerous tapes where I've watched where he's just there have been some plays where there have been every single guy was open and he didn't get rid of the ball. That being said, okay, you went in an offseason where you tried to entirely change the offense. You had about 3 offensive linemen injured, okay? You had DeJuan Jones, you had Jack Conklin, you had Jed Wills.
DeJuan Jones wasn't playing good ball to begin with.
No, I'm talking in the offseason. He was injured. He was injured too. So it wasn't just Jed Wills. DeJuan Jones was injured for the year too. So you're changing an entire offense. You're bringing an entire new offensive line coach. And I get it. Bill Callahan left. So you had to get a new offensive line coach. I think he's done a terrible job because the offensive line does nothing but mistakes. The offensive line is a goddamn nightmare in how many offensive penalties they kill drives. Like even like on the very few times Deshaun Watson is doing good, they ruin it.
Yeah.
Okay. So on top of that, so you barely had these guys, you barely had this entire offense practice at all during the offseason, and you instill a new offense. it's no reason why this isn't going good. On top of that, like Jed Wills and Jack Conklin, they took way longer to come back than originally thought. And then I hated when they did this with Amari Cooper, but apparently they offended Amari Cooper to the point where he didn't want to play football by going after your guy Brandon Ayuk, which was a dumb move by the front office.
I don't think that it was the BA thing. I think the BA thing, I think it ruffled his feathers, but look.
No, it did because I'll tell you why. Because they were in a contract negotiation with Amari Cooper. Amari Cooper wanted a lot more money, but then they settled. Amari Cooper did settle. I understand how he was kind of ticked off. I wished he would have been more of a professional and actually played his ass off. I think he is probably going to go to Buffalo and play his ass off.
Okay.
But whatever. He didn't want to be here. We got rid of him. I don't think our team's going to be any worse because of it. Because honestly, Amari Cooper was a detriment this season. He dropped catchable passes. He made stupid penalties.
Okay.
Like, he wasn't good for us. And it was apparent he didn't try.
Okay. I agree with you on some of it, but on some of it, you have to understand, dude, that if the environment sucks, the overall morale within the team is shit, dude. They're losing. They've won one game, Nick.
Why does it suck?
Because Deshaun Watson's not a good quarterback. I've been trying to explain that to you for a long time.
They probably would have 2 more wins if it wasn't for Amari Cooper fucking up. Being 3-3 wouldn't be that bad right now. They would have beat the Raiders. They probably would have beat the Giants. You know?
Okay. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not going to blame this.
They probably would have won last game. They probably
it takes
the Eagles.
It takes 11 men to play this game. Okay, so I'm not going to hold it. I'm not going to hold Amari Cooper accountable because the Browns lost, because he's easy target right now. He's an easy target. You guys are going to shit on him.
He wasn't trying. If he was trying, I would give him.
Well, I mean, look, let me ask you a question. If you're playing arguably maybe 2-3 more years tops, and you're trying to get out of Cleveland, you're trying to get paid somewhere else, or trying to win somewhere else, you're just trying to get away from Deshaun Watson.
The best way to do that would have been playing your ass off and then getting the bag next year.
I don't know that you could play your ass off when your quarterback sucks. I'm sorry, but I'm going to beat that horse even dead, dude.
Like, probably have 100 more yards if he wasn't playing like an idiot
with a better quarterback.
No, if he just would have been playing with Deshaun Watson and playing his ass off.
No, he played great ball with.
He had 9 drops,
and now okay. He had a down season. But you know what? The ball wasn't thrown accurately. It's been a shit show.
John, the ball was thrown accurately. When it hits you in the hands,
Nick,
you want the bag. If it hits you in the hands, you better catch it.
Okay. Look, I'm not going to dig. I should have dug up the stats. Deshaun Watson has been nothing accurate, nothing good, this year. Everything horrible.
I'm not denying that. So we'll actually transition to that. So a lot of people are saying, "What do you do?"
Can we hold on a second? Quit rushing. I wanted you to be quick, but I didn't tell you to fast forward the entire show. Slow it down a minute.
Okay.
Amari's play has been suspect. I blame entirely. I'm sorry. I don't blame entirely the scheme. Okay, because last year it was a West Coast offense. This year we're dropping back. We're going 4 wide. It's weird. It's weird, and I don't know if they're trying to get Deshaun going.
They did a couple good things this week.
Yeah, they reverted back a few times to the old offense. However, the morale is shit, and it's not working. That's not the offense that they were installing in camp. So to go and sprinkle it in, I don't know. To me, the Browns need a bye week. They need the veterans to get this team. They need a veteran only meeting. Okay. And they need to figure out, like, where the fuck do we go from here? Because if ownership is force feeding Stefanski Deshaun Watson, I mean, he has said it, I think, twice this week on 2 different occasions that they are rolling with Deshaun Watson and they have no interest in he is their best quarterback moving forward. Now,
you want to know what my opinion on Deshaun Watson this week is?
Mind? I don't believe that that's Stefanski. I don't believe that Stefanski believes that. I think he's being force-fed to start their $240 million quarterback. And you can argue with a wall if you don't believe that.
So here's the thing. I actually think he played pretty decently last week. Wasn't perfect, but he played pretty decently last week, all things considered. If somebody gives me a way that you can cut Deshaun Watson and not start a full-on rebuild, tell me. I would love to hear it because I'd be for it. Okay? If you can get Deshaun Watson off the team and it's not going to spur an all-out rebuild, tell me because I would like to hear it. You're not going to be able to. It is impossible. Okay.
Why? You're sellers at the deadline. What do you mean impossible? A rebuild is one thing.
What do you mean you don't sellers at the deadline?
You have 1 win.
Myles Garrett is not going to want to rebuild. Denzel Ward is not going to want to rebuild. Even guys like
I don't
JOK
care
and
what
Grant
they
Delpit,
want.
They're not going to want to rebuild. This
unfortunately,
team has proven that they
unfortunately,
can
Nick, offensively, you need a rebuild. Defensively, you can if you maintain Newsome, Delpit, Ward, if you maintain and keep, I mean, let's just see what the Browns are asking. They got to recoup picks. And I don't want this show to get off the rails because I already have a headache because
next year, John, they owe him 100. If they cut him or trade him, they owe him $160 million the next 2 years. If they keep him, they can restructure the contract. If Deshaun Watson gives you anything, if he can give you anything, the best thing to do is keep him.
No, okay? You get rid of him and bleed out. No, thank you.
You can't. That will ruin your whole team for the next 3-4 years.
Okay, all right. Okay, you're getting emotional. Calm down a second.
I'm telling you the reality of the fact. People that say cut or bench Watson, they don't know what the fuck they're talking about.
Look, dude.
Now here's
he is so bad that you get benched under any other circumstance on 31 other fucking teams. This guy is sitting on his ass. Period. All right, Nick. Now look, if you were careless enough, Nick, slow fucking down. If you're careless enough to give this fucking idiot $240 million fucking dollars, then you can be.
There were like 5-6 other teams trying to do it. It wasn't like the Browns were the only team trying to get him. Okay, everyone saw an all-star quarterback, an all-pro quarterback, and they wanted him. An all-pro quarterback at age 26.
Hang in there, Chad. I need to. I'm down a guy, so it's getting hard to keep up. I can't convince you anything, and I'm not even going to try. I know what I know what I said in the past about this quarterback, and I know what this quarterback has now done to this organization. So it's happening every which way that I thought it would. I'm sorry, but this guy needs to sit his ass down on the bench. You got to roll with Winston, and you got to try to get something going. But you don't want to hear that. So propose whatever it is you want to propose.
I have to say about the whole thing. You start Watson, you have a short leash. If he sucks right off rip, throw Jameson.
I mean, we're
6
games into the season.
Don't let him.
I don't understand what more does he need to give you. He sucks. He's shit.
He was okay in 2 games.
Oh boy. Okay, Nick, 2 games. And okay, when you say okay, and for the folks in the chat, when Nick says okay, he means maybe a series or 2. But it wasn't 4 quarters of football because he's been doing his best to lose. Bad teams
good.
find ways to lose, and it is a fucking problem in Cleveland. Period.
He was good last week, and he was good in week 2. Okay?
Yeah.
The other weeks sucked. But you have to try to make Deshaun Watson work, because cutting him is the worst move possible. Trading him would be horrible. Do you know what it would take to trade him?
All right, aside from the money.
What do you think it would take to trade Deshaun Watson to another team?
Dude, trading him is not an option. Nobody wants him. Okay, Nobody wants him.
You would have to pay people.
Godforsaken horrible. You just lead out as an organization. You look yourselves in the fucking mirror and you say, we fucked up. We made a colossal fucking mistake. However, we are going to right our wrong, and we are going to cut ties from Deshaun Watson, the drama, the bullshit, the bad quarterback play, and everything in between. And
what
is happening now? What is happening now?
In the future? What are the ramifications of doing that? You tell me.
Well, what difference would they have made?
What is the ramifications of cutting Deshaun Watson?
You draft. What
does that mean? What do you mean you draft? We could draft with Deshaun Watson on the team. What does that mean, you draft?
Nick,
what are the ramifications? I'm asking you. You seem to know everything. What are the ramifications? Because I know the ramifications. What is
No. I never claimed to know everything. The fact of the matter is, I know this. No fucking team was going to pay him $240 million fully guaranteed after not playing football for 2 seasons and having an entire dramatic shit show of allegations.
What they were going to do is pay him $230 million with like $180 million guaranteed.
Oh, Nick,
even if we did that, we'd still be in the same situation. It would have made no difference. Instead of owing him $230, we owed him $180.
I just think that you need to understand that the organization is going to have to live with whatever the consequence is. That was their mistake. They did not do their due diligence.
If somebody could tell me how you can do it without destroying the team, I'm all ears. But nobody has managed to.
I kind of think that with that contract, you hindered this roster regardless, whether he played decent or even good.
No, the contract, if he played good, the contract's actually in our favor. It gives Andrew Berry a ton of maneuverability with the cap, and he can keep building and putting signing bonuses and restructuring and creating cap room. It was actually a benefit. He just had to play good.
Then I don't know, restructure this contract and eat shit and bench him, cut him after a year, cut him next year. I don't know, dude. Like, look, when you make this jump and you make this ridiculously historic failure at a contract, you're going to have to figure it out, and you're going to have to do whatever it takes to dig yourself out of it. But what you cannot do is continue to put this garbage out there and expect a different result. It's literally the definition of insanity.
So for another 2 years,
then cut him and
you can't cut him. You can't cut him. There is no moving off fee. You still owe him that money.
Okay, so you are the joke of the town now, or you're the joke of the town later? What difference does it make? Get his fucking face out of your organization. Get his fucking face out of your organization, because you're not putting butts in the seats.
Because if
there are not butts in the seats, buddy.
If you keep him and figure out a way to make it work, then you're good. It might not work this year. Although I'm not giving up on this year. Also, it's 5 losses. They go 6-1 2 times. Guess what? They're a playoff team. I know you're looking at the Browns now. That might not be. You don't think that's possible.
But at 1-3, you have a 14. Wait, I'm sorry. At 1-3 or 1-4, I forget what it is. You have a 14% chance of making the playoffs.
Yeah,
that's a stat that I'm sorry, Nick. You know what? Those stats are predicated off of previous years and stats and situations, and then you're going to sit here and tell me that that's bullshit. So again, carry on.
Now. It's less now. The Browns have to literally do a 180 and be awesome. But you don't quit playing till it's over. You go
Eduardo
out
is right
and you
there
try to
telling
fuck up
Eduardo is holding a sign like this. It says, "Don't give up, Nick." I'm saying, get the fuck away from Deshaun Watson as fast as humanly possible. I don't care what you have to do. Use his contract against him and all these other things that look. He just settled that last allegation. He allegedly had that other allegation had arguably or allegedly, I'm sorry,
I'm not
video evidence. Nick, let me talk.
You wish somebody got sexually molested so I don't have to pay a quarterback.
I'm not saying that, but they settled that out of court, or they settled it, which is, again, that is fact. Like that is admitting guilt without admitting guilt. Okay.
That's not admitting guilt.
It's not. I'm not getting into that with you.
Okay.
I say, get the fuck away from Deshaun Watson. However, whatever it takes, get the fuck away from him, because it's going to cost you. Okay, you can't. Then keep rolling him out there, and I'm
not saying you can't bench him, but he has to be in your future plans for the next 2 years.
Hold fucking water, motherfucker. I don't care what his goddamn job is, but it should not be quarterback, period. And not for nothing, look at it this way. At the end of the day, Cleveland is going to lose more faith in their veterans if they keep rolling out this trash. If they keep seeing their head coach week after week say that we feel that our best opportunity to win a football game is to start with Deshaun Watson, those guys know it's bullshit. You know it's bullshit. I know it's bullshit. Everyone in this chat knows it's bullshit. Listen, and anybody out here, it's like bullshit.
Said, I'm not trying to make excuses for Deshaun Watson, but what I am going to say is kind of an excuse. You take anybody's top two weapons off for a number of games, and you're probably not going to have a good quarterback play.
Oh, God. I'm not going to listen to that.
Even Njoku,
because good quarterbacks, Njoku sucks too. He's been fucking irrelevant.
Didn't play. He wasn't playing.
No. Listen, Cleveland needs to blow up the fucking offense. They need to rebuild, period. I don't give a fuck. That offense needs work from the OC. Get him the fuck out of there.
It definitely needs work.
You need to get rid of the front office, empty that fucking junk, get rid of everyone, take your shit, get the fuck out. Okay. This team needs a revamp, as hard as it is for me to admit that. They need to do something. Last year. Yeah, last year is irrelevant.
Yeah. I don't think you blow the whole thing up just because you're having a bad season. If you have 2 bad seasons, maybe we're talking. But I don't think you blow it up just because you have a bad season. Especially one that's just it was catastrophic from the front. I get it. A lot of that has to do with the front office, but it was catastrophic from camp.
All right, let's read some of these comments. We're getting emotional. Let's read. Hey, Nick, good to see you, fam.
What's going on, Nick?
Got a big game this week. Looking forward to it. From what I understand here, the Browns are fucked. We're stealing history. The Broncos must be so relieved. What the hell did the Broncos do? I can't remember. Russell. Yeah, they're paying him like $30 million right now. I thought we were going back further.
It's more than that. It's like 50 something.
So how much is he due next season?
Like $80 million.
Jesus Christ, dude.
Like, I mean, he wasn't going to get paid $80 million, but the way the contract's currently structured, yes, next year he's owed like $80 million. Like, that's 1/3 of the salary cap. You could barely even field a football team with that.
Yeah, I mean, Nick, I mean, they've got some talent on the roster. They have Winston. They have what's his name? DTR. They've got to figure out how to save face and try to. I mean, I don't know, dude.
Yeah,
I don't know what they're trying to do. It's kind of crazy.
I say have a short leash. Give him like a quarter and a half, and if he sucks during that quarter and a half, then put in Jameis because you can't afford to lose.
That's bad. That's bad. That's bad chemistry for the O-line. Playing between two quarterbacks.
The O-line. We're talking about the O-line. I got news for you. It's bad chemistry no matter what, no matter who's back there with the O-line. The O-line hasn't been playing well. The O-line's been hurt pretty much the whole time. They actually played halfway decent a little bit last game, even though they made a ton of penalties. But actually, we had Jack Conklin back. Jed Wills is getting a little healthier. Unfortunately, our backup center, who was starting, got injured last week. So we had to start a right guard at center. Which
the Browns have been struggling on the offensive line for 5 seasons now with injuries. And I've been listening to you.
Last year, it was struggled with injuries. The years before, we had one of the best lines in the league.
And then
we had a historic line.
Okay, but it's 2024 now.
Okay, we said 5 seasons.
Well, my bad. I'm just being dramatic because, frankly, this entire discussion it's awful. Discussing the Browns with you is awful because you just won't fucking accept the fact that they fucked up historically. You won't accept it.
What fact will I not accept? That Deshaun Watson was a mistake? I've said it numerous times this episode. And also, I wasn't even in favor of the thing. I was not in favor of them signing Deshaun Watson for the mere fact that I thought.
Why? You were parading around on this channel talking about Deshaun Watson's Super Bowl, baby. You don't remember that?
But I wasn't in. After
what? You were doing it the day they signed him. You sent me a text message.
I really wasn't
Super Bowl, baby.
I really wasn't happy when they signed him.
You were.
I doubt you could find any evidence that I was happy when they signed him. Okay, but having an all-pro quarterback, one of the best top 3 quarterbacks on your team, it's not necessarily a bad thing.
I mean, it was a has-been. It was a has-been moment. I might not have been for it,
but I didn't think it was like the worst thing ever.
I
was like, all right, let's roll.
They didn't have. Yeah, it's what you did. Yeah,
I just want to rub it in your guys' face.
Listen, I love my chat, but this statement right here is everything. You rubbed this up and down my face. You paraded in my house with this. You sent me text messages. I
didn't buy the jersey. Okay, here, I didn't buy the jersey because I was such a Deshaun Watson fan. I bought the jersey to rub it in all the haters' faces that was trying to basically say that he was a sexual predator.
Okay. Well,
that's why I did it.
That still remains to be seen. Nonetheless, because I thought he's got admissions of guilt galore settled all over this country, but that's fine. I'm not getting into that. I do feel bad for the fans of the Browns because last year they were higher than the fucking ears on a giraffe, but now they have been dropped back to the ground, face first, in the same garbage that they've been dealing with for 30 plus years. And it's just not fair. I honestly don't understand what the fuck they were thinking when they changed the offense, they brought in an offensive coordinator to basically say to him, to say to Stefanski, look, we don't quite trust you. We're not sold on your offense. It's very vanilla. There's not a lot of creativity. We're going to bring in an OC. We're hoping the two of you can work together. But in fact, the two of you and a $240 million quarterback cannot convert third down.
Why would you bring in Andy Dickerson to be your offensive line coach? Why isn't there somebody that has been learning from Bill Callahan for the past 4 years?
I mean, I don't know, Nick. I'm not even going to get into positional coaches with you because we'll be here all night. We have other topics we need to touch on.
Yeah.
I would just start at Stefanski, offensive coordinator, and figure out where the fuck you went wrong. Because, again, Would it have killed the Browns to bring back Flacco for $8 million, $9 million to sit the bench? Wouldn't you think they would extend him that gratitude for helping them get to where they got into the playoffs? I just
for that.
I can't make any sense out of that. That to me still doesn't resonate well.
I mean, like I said, I think was all for that. I love Joe Flacco. I love Joe Flacco. I wanted him to be a Brown. For whatever reason, I love Kareem Hunt. I wanted him to be a Brown. For some reason, there's just some people that the Browns don't want to bring back.
I wanted Kareem Hunt I wanted him as a Niner. I wanted them to get Hunt. I wanted them to back up Jordan Mason with Kareem Hunt. I wanted that. I would have liked that tandem. At least then I wouldn't be going into Kansas City this week and relying on a fucking sprained AC joint in Jordan Mason and Isaac Guerrero, who had a game. We'll get there.
The 49ers are going to be able to run on anyone. That's how they're built.
Look, I just didn't want to beat Jordan Mason into the ground.
Anyone. They will be able to run on anyone with anyone.
I would have liked for San Francisco to bring in Kareem Hunt point blank, period. Now I'm almost welcoming Tired Legs. I'm almost willing for them to reach out to Tired Legs, get him into the building. He's won a few Super Bowls since. They've got to smooth over the bullshit. Oh my God.
Come on, Mostert.
No. He played for the Chiefs, running back. Oh my God. Oh my God. McKinnon. Yes, McKinnon. Jerick McKinnon. Jesus.
I mean,
the Browns conversation has gotten me worked up. My blood pressure is through the roof. My watch is going off. We're gonna.
Why your blood pressure gets high over the Browns, not your team.
My wife is upset. My wife is upset week after week, bro.
My blood pressure never got high when we talk about the 49ers.
That said, I'm welcoming McKinnon into the building because really, we need some depth at running back. I'm not going to rely on this sprained joint, this AC joint. That's not a good injury, and it can very easily turn into a torn shoulder. So we don't need that.
Run the ball just fine. I mean, like I said, I'm not guaranteeing Guerrero.
No, not entirely. No,
I'm not guaranteeing. Now, mind you, I'm not guaranteeing that you're going to be able to run the ball effectively against the Chiefs. I'm not guaranteeing that. What I am guaranteeing is Guerrero will run the ball just as fine as anyone runs the ball for you.
I love Guerrero, and he deserves his reps. But this isn't the week. This isn't the defense that I'm willing to put him out there and potentially get him fucking hurt. Okay.
Yeah, news for you. CMC doesn't dominate against the Chiefs either.
Look, I'm not even talking about CMC. I'm not even talking about CMC.
I'm just saying, I hear like from 49ers fans.
I went into the season.
A lot of, we don't have CMC. That's why we're not having as great of a season. No, CMC has nothing to do with this. Jordan Mason has been running the ball. Amazingly. I actually think Jordan Mason runs the ball way better than CMC. CMC gives you a little more versatility.
That's crazy. Jordan Mason, crazy. I mean, there's statistics out there to debunk everything you're saying. I can't listen to you say these things because statistically, Nick, it amazes me the things that roll off of your tongue. I mean, they almost come out without any disregard for what you're actually talking about, because statistically, those things are false. Jordan Mason is having a hell of a season. Yes. But we're not running to the outside with him. We have to run him in between the tackles. We
6 yards to carry.
Listen, we are moving the ball up the field better this year than we were last year, but we are actually not finishing in the red zone this year. And that is where CMC comes into play. Even if CMC is not running, Nick, let me fucking talk. If CMC is not running the ball, you still have to account for him on the field. Right now, the offense gets very stagnant. You get up the field. We can get up the field quick, but we're getting into the red zone and we're finishing with 3 points. It's not going to cut it. It's not going to cut it versus KC. It's not going to cut it versus any other opponent. This schedule This team should be 6-0 right now, period. Should be 6-0. We are a not so flattering 3-3.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of that is because we do not have CMC. Now, I'm not going to
have any difference whatsoever.
I don't care. I don't care.
I think
it's the run scheme.
Whatever you might have gained in the
different.
red zone, you would have lost elsewhere.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No. CMC. The reason that Purdy is running all over the place is because he doesn't have CMC to that quick release. You're forgetting, and we can look off camera. We can go over all these games and we can watch CMC's impact and how much this offense was productive.
For once in a blue moon, I actually agree with Izzy. I think Dre Greenlaw not being on there is a lot more of a loss than CMC is to you guys.
Okay, that's fair defensively, yeah.
Because your offense hasn't been the issue, your defense has been the issue.
I mean, we're struggling in the red zone to put up points, Nick.
I mean,
that's not my opinion. Again, that's not my opinion. It's just that's a fact. We're just
I'm seeing
we're not converting points. Not enough.
Obviously not enough if you're 3-3.
Okay.
But I mean,
let me word it differently. I agree with you, Izzy. I agree with you 100%. The Greenlaw absence is definitely affecting the defense. There's no doubt about that. I fully agree with you. But we're not finishing in the red zone. That's a problem.
You guys scored 32 points against the Jets.
Okay.
You guys scored 17.
We have not played week 1 football to date.
I mean, you guys scored 24 points against the Rams. 24 points is not terrible. And
that's fair too, is it? That's fair.
Patriots.
If I see one more jet sweep or end around, I'm gonna gouge out my eyeballs with a fucking fork.
I mean, fact of the matter is, you guys have won. You guys have been winning almost every game going into the second half. Your defense has been blowing it.
Yeah, but offensively, we also should have put teams away, and the defense, could sit this one out this season. We should be scoring more in the red zone so that we could take some of the pressure off this defense until Dre Greenlaw gets back. But unfortunately, it's not working out that way. But all I'm trying to say is the defense could use Greenlaw, but the offense could be taking a lot of that pressure off the defense by just converting in the red zone and putting up 7 points instead of kicking field goals. Let's put teams away. Last year we were putting teams away before the fourth quarter. Mm-hmm. Now we're struggling to keep a 10-point lead at times.
Well, also the NFC's gotten a little better. Your conference,
what's up, Throwback? Good to see you, Fernando. I appreciate you coming by, man. Say that again.
The division hasn't gotten much better, but the conference itself has. You got decent teams in this conference now.
I mean, the Vikings and the Lions are strong contenders. I think
the Falcons have been playing very good. The Bucks have been playing good.
And neither one of those teams are really getting their run game going, though. I mean, Bucky Irving is doing all right, but
Sean Tucker just kind of ran his ass off last week.
Okay, maybe one off. I don't know, but I would say that right now, the Vikings are the clear cut favorite right now. Like they're Giants
and Commanders are maybe not the Giants.
The Commanders are great. Their efficiency is top notch right now. But to say that our division, I'm telling you, we should have never have lost to the Rams and the Cardinals, period. I mean, we can't even, I'm not going to sit here and make excuses. It's just, I expected more from this offense in the red zone. And I do believe, and I'm one of those one of those people that you keep complaining about. I do believe that CMC has affected the way that we operate in the red zone. I'm sorry.
I just don't see it. I don't think when CMC comes back, you guys are going to see the jump in improvement that you guys think you are.
I don't really know that many fans are really banging the table for CMC because, I mean, trust me, I want him back, but I don't know what version of him we're going to get. I mean double arthritis or double tendonitis in your Achilles. I don't know. I don't know what that is. Fuck, I'd be willing to give him my fucking Achilles. I'm just telling you, I don't know what that means.
You really don't need your Achilles.
I don't. He can have them. He can have mine. I haven't put much mileage. I haven't put many miles on him.
He can have mine. You can put a brace on your leg and go to work.
Yeah, that's fine. He can have mine. The point is, I don't know what version the fans think they're going to get, because understandably so, he's been practicing without any setbacks or any flare-ups that we know of, but that could change. That could change in the game, in a real game time environment. That could change. Mm-hmm. And then what? You know what I'm saying? Like right now, the running back room is not, I'm not really sold on this veteran Taylor, but I think it's time. I think it's time for, I thought we should probably reach out and get Hunt. I really believe that. We missed the boat on that.
And now you're not going to be able to, but
no, naturally. But when he was sitting there for 4 weeks, picking his ass, San Francisco could have called him up, brought him in for cheap, backed up Jordan Mason or backed up Garendo. I don't care, whichever. And had a little depth. But it is what it is. It is what it is. I didn't want to get into the Niners all that early, but
I mean, this is a Niners centric show. I mean, I'm sure the chat wants us to talk about the Niners.
It's a big week for us. I'm a little nervous. I'm not gonna lie. What's up, Scott? I see you, buddy. I'm a little nervous. I'm not gonna lie. I'm also kind of excited, but
I can totally see the Niners winning this one. I can totally see the Niners winning this one. This is one of those the Niners get their head big type wins, and this is also prime for like, well, we're gonna beat the Chiefs in the Super Bowl.
Well, we haven't won versus the Chiefs since 2014, when Alex Smith was the quarterback for the Chiefs and Kaepernick was the quarterback for the Niners.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, I mean, and also the Chiefs are undefeated. I don't think they're going to go undefeated the whole year. They're going to lose to somebody. It could very well be this week.
I would love for that to happen, but at the same time,
yeah, but that's going to hurt way worse when they beat you guys in the Super Bowl. If you guys have a win over them this year, because they're a different beast when they get into the playoffs.
No, that's fair.
When they get into the playoffs.
I mean, look, at this point, the Niners just need to get that win over Mahomes and Andy Reid, because we lost in overtime by 3. We're closing the gap slowly to these losses. We're bound to get there sooner or later. The Rams eventually beat us when it counted the most, and then went on to win a Super Bowl. So, I mean, it does. Yeah, Fernando, I agree, man. It remains yet to be seen. But
pretty sure the Indians are going to lose. I'm pretty sure the Tribe's going to lose.
Yeah, that's anybody that doesn't know. We live here in Northeast Ohio, so we're Guardians fans, aka Cleveland Indians. Nick will never call them the Guardians. I've adopted it because that's who they are now. It is what it is. It took me a while to buy the gear.
I should still be able to refer to them as the Tribe.
You can call them whatever you want. It took me a while to buy their gear, but I've since done so. But we're losing 4-2. 6-2. Shit.
Yeah.
Oh
that's
my
what
God.
I wouldn't say it's over at 4-2. Remember, I played till the end.
Fair. Let's talk. What is Izzy saying?
She said she wants to talk about Devontae Adams and Amari Cooper. We kind of already talked about Cooper. I think Cooper is gonna.
I mean, I think we can talk about his new home and how we expect him to do. I mean, they looked pretty blah last night. I thought that was an awful game to watch. It was miserable. That game kind of felt like it was 6 hours long.
Here's the thing with Amari Cooper, and this is always what I've been afraid of with Amari Cooper. It usually happens after one season, but when he got drafted to the Raiders, he was
what did I do, Fernando?
Good, and then got disgruntled and stopped playing hard for him. Then he went to I'm sorry. Was he with the Raiders or Dallas first? One of the two. Yeah, he was with the Raiders first. Then he went to Dallas. Had a couple good years, and then got disgruntled and played like crap. That's why they got rid of him.
I mean, they were targeting Cooks more.
I
would be pissed off too, because he was the better out of the two.
I was always afraid of that. When Amari Cooper gets pissed off, he's going to play like crap.
But he was also aging on that roster as well.
What's that?
He was aging on that roster as well.
I don't discount that Amari Cooper could go to Buffalo, feel rejuvenated, and have a great year. I'm not putting that out of the question.
I mean, who do they have in Buffalo, bro?
I mean, they got
Shakir.
They got Shakir. Shakir's been playing well this year.
Okay. But they still need somebody else.
You go down the list, Curtis Samuel, he hasn't really done much, but they got some players. They don't have a legitimate number one.
I think Amari solidifies that true number one in Buffalo.
Yeah. He gives you that if he plays the way he can play. But I mean, like I said, I expect them to go there and produce, because I feel like he'll be playing with a new passion.
Okay, and so there you go, new passion. Because what happened? It was getting dull, and the morale in Cleveland was fucking garbage.
Yeah.
Okay, so to think that he's just gonna, I think that Josh Allen and Amari Cooper actually will look a whole lot different than they did last night. Last night, it was hard to watch. It was really hard to watch. Okay. And I don't even know that Devontae Adams makes the Jets any better. Look, both receivers could make these teams look just exactly the same as they do now. I don't know. I really don't know. I would expect the Buffalo Bills to look better with Amari Cooper, but the Jets, Rodgers looks fucking washed. He looks tired.
I think that's kind of
can't fucking move.
I think that's kind of ballsy for them to do, to take on that type of contract when you're 2-4. Doesn't appear that you're getting any better. I mean, is Devontae Adams all of a sudden going to make your team awesome? I mean, for people that say that the Browns stink, I mean, the Jets ain't too far behind. I mean, they're like a couple plays better.
Dude, I mean, who was the kicker last night? Was that Zerline?
Zerline.
Oh my God, bro. Did he fucking miss 5? Did he 5 missed kicks? I mean, every time I changed the channel, this dude was dinging him off the goalpost, bro. Dude was trash.
Man, sometimes it happens to a kicker. Sometimes it happens where you just, it's like your brain just forgets how to kick footballs. I mean, like I said, if you get peak Amari, I mean, peak Amari is capable of hanging 200 on you. He's done it before. But I mean, has he lost a step from last season? I don't know how that's possible. because I just don't think that happens. I think I don't think you drop off a cliff. I think you gradually drop off a cliff. I think you gradually go down a hill.
For what? Rodgers?
No, he was saying Amari doesn't move the needle. I was like, if you get peak Amari, I think peak Amari does move the needle a little bit. It makes your offense a little bit better.
I mean, how many yards did he have last year?
Last year?
Yeah.
1,250.
That's insane to me.
Yeah.
The majority of those coming off the back of Flacco.
They didn't all come off of Flacco.
Not all of them. Not all of them. Calm down. Relax.
Yeah.
But a great deal of them.
Yeah, sure. I mean, he had 250 yards or 260 yards in one game. So
just amazes me. Just blows my mind. Anyway, Greg the Leg missed 2 and Tyler Bass on the Bills missed 2. Really? He only missed 2? I feel like Zerline missed an extra point. A 40-yarder. Okay, I mean she would know. She has a great memory. I thought
would be a lot. That's a lot of misses in the game.
I don't know, Nick. I thought he missed more, but I guess both teams were ass.
Yeah.
Maybe it was Bass. Either way, he was Flacco's safety valve. Can we celebrate Taron Johnson picking off that douchebag? Best part ever.
The safety valve was Njoku.
Maybe, but I'll tell you what. Njoku this season has been injured and very blah since he's been back. I'm not sure what he's got going on.
I mean, John, he's only played in like a total of one game. He got injured in like he got injured in like at the start of the second half.
He's also taking a total of one spot on my fantasy roster, and I can't really figure out what the fuck to do with it.
I told you to trade me. You wouldn't want to.
I should have. What you were asking.
He had like 50. He had like 60 yards last week, and he's like kind of still hurt. Like he's not 100%. You look at him out there. He's not the David Njoku of last year who was healthy.
I don't think anybody on that team is playing like they want to be there in the first place, Nick. So it is what it is.
I think there are people that are playing. Myles Garrett's playing like he wants to be there.
Yeah.
And Njoku is playing like he wants to be there. He came back early from a high ankle sprain to play. Nick Chubb certainly is coming, but is wanting to be there because he battled back from one of the worst leg injuries I've ever seen, and he's back in like basically what normal people take to recover from an ACL.
It wasn't always this way, is he? It wasn't always this way.
Is he? You say that a lot. Like I've loved David Njoku the last 3 years. Like
no, she's talking about me, bro. She's always known that. She's always known that you've been an Njoku guy. I've been hating on him.
Oh, now you like Njoku. No, I like Njoku when he started being good. Like when he started realizing his potential. Yeah, and of course I was upset that he didn't realize his potential before. He's realizing his potential now. I love David Njoku. Love him. My favorite Browns player, actually. I love David Njoku more than I love Nick Chubb. And I love
right here.
Oh, okay. Well, you say that to me a lot.
Dumb nuts. God, I love dumb nuts. Can we call you dumb nuts? I love that, dude. Fucking dumb nuts is perfect. I'm fucking geez, got some bangers tonight, Izzy. That's funny, man. That's funny.
It was awesome.
That is funny. Shit.
I actually think
we need to raise the morale on this fucking channel. That was good, Izzy. Dumb nuts. I love it.
Njoku,
she didn't even have to cuss you out in that one at all.
Njoku
she did not have to say one curse word.
When Njoku went down, I was like, shit, that's the most important person on the Browns that just went down. So there it is.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much it. And you got anything else, John?
Yeah, I wanted to talk about the Buckeyes shitting the bed versus Oregon. That kind of sucked. I mean, I'll talk about anything right now outside of the Guardians going 0-2 in the ALCS right now. I'm kind of sad, dude. I'm starting to believe that they might actually sweep us right off the board, bro. I actually think that we are no match for that batting, for that roster right now.
I mean,
I don't think that we can beat them.
It's a little different if we come back to Cleveland.
It's a little different, but I mean, our bullpen has been.
The crowd's going to be electric when they come back to Cleveland.
That's fine. But coming back home 0-2 doesn't exactly sit well with me. It also doesn't exactly sit well with the fans in Cleveland either.
You got to defend your home turf.
That's true. Hey, listen, I'm glad it's a long series. Yeah. I'll give them some praise here shortly. Look, the Buckeyes fell to Oregon 31-32. I have a little bit of concern on how that game ended because, frankly, when there are 12 men on the field, doesn't the play clock revert back to 10 seconds, right? No. Why not? It's okay. So there were 10 seconds on the clock.
Okay.
Right. And then just before we snapped the ball, I'm trying to make sure I remember this verbatim. Just before we snapped the ball, Oregon had 12 men on the field.
I don't think Oregon had 12 men on the field. I think Ohio State had 12 men on the field.
No. Oregon had 12 men on the field defensively. They were playing defense. We were somewhere between the 30 and the 40-yard line. We get an offensive play PI. We get knocked back.
Yep.
Oregon has 12 men on the field.
Okay.
There are 6 seconds on the clock. And Howard sneaks up the middle, slides with time expired. Why didn't they give us back 4 seconds? Because in his mind, at least the way that I saw it, he slid thinking he had at least 3 seconds left, 4 seconds left. I am trying to understand when that play was that was a no play. I'm trying to remember exactly. Look, we're 10 seconds on the clock.
I don't even remember the 12 men on the field thing. I just remember them getting the penalty and for some reason wasting 25 seconds.
They burned 25 seconds, but that's irrelevant right now. I'm talking about the
thing I've ever seen.
I'm talking about the play. I'm talking about the play that ended with a slide. There should have been 10 seconds on the clock. He slides within field goal range with 3 seconds left minimum. And then we could win the game. We got cheated 4 seconds. I
mean, did they call?
I know this.
Did they call 12 men on the field?
Yes. And there was 6 fucking seconds left.
Honestly, I'd have to watch it again because I don't
watch it back. I'll read the chat. Scott says, what was he thinking? I'm telling you, Scott, he was thinking that he had at least 3 seconds left. 3-4 seconds left. I'm telling you, I watched it back, dude. They robbed us 4 seconds. Can you at least mute yourself while you do this?
I'm actually.
What's more likely, Nico Deshaun Watson jersey burnt or that eyesore of a tight locker? Oh my God! Look, he better burn the jersey. I don't care if that shirt ends up stained on his body. Burn the Watson jersey. It's trash. I pray y'all get your shit together. I need saving from Subway Series. I cannot survive here in New Jersey. If it's Mets versus Yankees, please, that cannot be allowed. Izzy, I'm telling you, we are not playing good ball. Did you see Did you happen to catch game 1 yesterday? We threw the ball all over the backdrop. I mean, we gave up runs. We were pitching like high schoolers. It was so bad. It was so bad. I can't even describe to you how bad the first 5 innings of baseball was yesterday. I mean, it was piss poor pathetic. Okay. Cobb was trash. They brought in the rookie with bases loaded, 2 outs. Kids throwing the ball all over the place, missing. I mean, look, I know you don't want to put the ball within the batter's box because those guys can hit just about anything, anywhere. But I mean, we were throwing it into the ground. We were garbage. We were garbage in every way, shape, and form. I mean, I'm telling you, that rookie Cantillo was absolutely atrocious. Then they brought in Pedro Avila. He was okay. Zabrowski and then Walters. The game was we lost by 3 runs, but it should have gone into extra innings had it not been a disaster from the start. But it is what it is. I'm not going to cry about it anymore. Yes. I watched some of that series, Nick. I watched the Royals series. I did. Because I wanted to see who we were going to go up against. Oh, you can't get that game. Yes. Yes, Scott. Too big. I mean, at least for now. I mean, look, I'm not going to shit all over them. They're on the road right now. But we played better baseball than that. I mean, we played amazing ball in the preseason. I mean, during the regular season. And we beat the Yankees too. But the stage right now in New York seems to be far too big for them. That's a fact. It was bad. If any of you caught the first game yesterday, the first 4 innings even, it was shit. They went like that. I mean, they walked batter after batter after batter. I mean, it's just cake. It was cake for them. We can't get the game because it's on TBS. We only have antenna, but damn, it was ugly. I followed the game, and how crazy is it? The Mets, Jets, Giants, all for free, and not Yankees and Guardians. That is kind of. I am kind of shocked. I'm kind of shocked that you guys that they don't air the Yankees game. That's kind of crazy to me. Yes, Tony is a Commanders fan. Look. I cannot tell you enough. It's to anybody else. Tony is a front runner. That's what they'll say. He's a front runner. He's a bandwagon fan. Yada yada yada. You're muted. Go ahead.
He's a reverse front runner.
He's a reverse front runner. And he's the only friend I have, and probably the only person that I can say can do what he does, because Tony has never claimed one team to be his favorite forever. Tony has jumped all over the place since we were kids. He has never just adopted a team and lived and died by that team through their best, worst, everything in between. That's not Tony. But he is, in fact, right now a Commanders fan. Yes, he is.
So I watched that play. I watched what you're talking about. It wasn't on the slide. So that you're mixing them up. So
Nick, we had 10 seconds.
Yeah, it was on the play before the slide.
So basically, the play what happened before the slide, was the 12 man on the field.
Yeah.
Okay. How do we lose time? We lose time?
Because you apparently still lose the time. You don't get that time back.
That's bullshit. Every team would use that loophole if they could. That's bullshit.
Apparently it's been done before, because I just watched a video and Rick Neuheisel said it was done to him.
Oh, fuck Neuheisel. And fuck the play. That's garbage.
I
4 seconds.
I agree. I don't think it's right either, but that's what they chose to do.
That is cheating. That is not good.
I agree. But that's a smart play.
So,
rules.
So tell me, Nick, this is for Smart Nick. Smart Nick, what that exploit, do you think it changes? First of all, that is a no play. What do they call that? A no play foul? What do they call it? What do they call that, Nick?
I mean, that's
it's
good.
A no play. It's no play. Then you give us back 4 seconds.
Yeah, I mean, is what I don't.
Fernando, know. Do you know what I'm talking about? I don't know if you're a college football fan of any kind, but do you understand what I'm talking about? And if you don't,
I didn't see the.
It doesn't have to be now throwback, but just look at the final play of the Buckeyes Oregon game.
It wasn't the final play though; it was the second to final play.
Okay, second to final play, Nick, because when he slid, the time expired.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you, there should have been 10 fucking seconds, period. There should have been 10 seconds on the clock. We should have never have started that drive with 6 seconds. We shouldn't have. Should have started with 10. And I'll fucking die on this hill. That's a shitty rule. It's not a rule. It's a gray area, garbage. Well, it's a genius play if you're fuck is his name? Flanning? How do you say his name? Fanning?
Bottom line, if Ryan Day, there's no reason. And now, granted, it's at Oregon, so it's not necessarily the easiest place to play. But Ryan Day has a team full of NFL players. Like, literally. Like, this team is one of the best teams in Ohio
That
State.
Secondary got exposed for the world to see. I am a Buckeye fan, but I'm not blind. Stevie Wonder would have told you that secondary got cooked time and time again. I'm sorry, but the Buckeye secondary has something going on there. They need to correct it. So pump the brakes on that entire NFL thing, because I'm tired of you saying that.
They have an entire team full of NFL players.
Okay.
So there's a problem. Ryan Day has this all the time. He has all this talent, yet somehow they get pushed around by Michigan 3 straight years.
That's crazy. That's crazy rule, dude. Oh, this is an excellent question. We could segue into this. We can because this is what the fuck is going on in Jacksonville. I was never a fan of Trevor Lawrence, but my God, even I can see that this kid's regressed. It's bad, dude. It's bad.
Once again, is it Trevor Lawrence or is it just something with the coaching? Trevor Lawrence, you can't.
Nick,
you can't.
Before you get into this, just before you say anything, what did Mahomes do with average receivers? What did he do? He elevated them. He elevated them.
Okay, here's the thing, John. Mahomes is Mahomes.
Okay. Well, he was still the first round pick. I expect him to elevate his receivers. I don't expect him to be Mahomes, but I expect him to be better than what he is. But when you say, is it him or is it ... The
system probably has more to do with it than anything else.
Well, how much did it fucking change from last season, dude? It's the same coach.
I don't know if you remember this.
They were a playoff team last season.
They
what are we talking about?
A playoff team last year.
Oh, maybe no. That was the season prior. His rookie year.
They were not a playoff team last year.
No, it was prior. It was the year. Yeah,
before last year.
They were a wild card team though last season, because I believe they had to play the Steelers. They were a
wild card team last season, John.
No, I think they got beat by the Steelers. I think it was the Steeler game that knocked them out of playoff contention.
They lost like 7 or 8 straight.
Fuck, my memory sucks so bad, dude. It sucks so bad.
They actually had a decent record, and like literally, like I think it started with either the 49ers or it started with like the game before the 49ers, but literally, like I think they lost every single game after that.
Maria says Sirianni. I mean, dude, I think it's got to be.
No, Peterson's gone.
I mean, but in what order? Peterson and McCarthy, then McCarthy, then Sirianni.
No, Peterson's really close. I don't think McCarthy's that close to being fired, honestly.
I would say that Zach Taylor is probably the safest in this group of coaches. Zach Taylor probably is safest for now.
I don't think Antonio Peterson.
I'm talking about like Doug Peterson is probably going to be fired. He could be fired as early as next week if they lose. Right?
Doug Peterson's definitely first. I don't think McCarthy's all that close. I don't think Sirianni's close at all. I gotta be honest, I don't even know who Dennis Allen coaches for. So Taylor is borderline. And I don't think Antonio Pierce deserves to be fired. I think Antonio Pierce has actually done a pretty good job.
Dennis Allen Carolina?
Is he Carolina? That's nobody cares about them.
So, well, I mean, it pertains to this fucking question.
Yeah. I don't think he'll be fired because
the Saints.
Oh, the Saints?
I would say right now with bitch face hurt, I would say no. He's probably okay. He's probably
year.
Yes.
It seems like it seems like this team's been playing like this for like the last like 4 years.
They have been. They lit up. They lit up week 1 though.
They look so good some weeks. They look like the best team in the league some weeks. And it's usually like the first week of the season every year. And then they look like poop. So
the fans, dude, that's a fact. They know she's right. He never stops talking shit to opposing fans. That dude picks fights with opposing fans. That's a very strange. That right there, that dude probably shouldn't have gotten a chance to coach this season. He probably should have been fired in the off season.
How are you going to fire a guy who went to the Super Bowl the year before?
What? I mean, Peterson won a Super Bowl and then he got fired. He got fired. I think he got fired. I think he got fired sooner than after.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Again, my memory sucks. Nobody in the chat should ever trust my memory. It's shit.
I think if when Peterson got fired, it was around this time.
Look here. The last game of the year at Jacksonville won. They would have been division champs. And if they lost out of the playoffs, if they lost out of the playoffs and then they lost. Yeah. So they were a better team last year. What are you talking about?
What are you talking about? All I said was they didn't make the playoffs and they lost like 8 straight. Like them not making the playoffs was like crazy. Like mid-season. Like mid-season it was like okay, they're definitely going to make the playoffs. And then they just blew it.
So Dennis Allen has been there since. Wow, that just goes to show you what we know about the fucking Saints.
Yeah, they've been playing like the same.
Like they have played I am shocked. I thought this was his first year. I really did. I thought this was his first year. Did not realize that. Nick just described the Derek Carr experience.
Let's see. So the Jaguars were 1-0. They were 1-0, 1-1. I got to start from the beginning. Or are they giving me this season?
Scott, I agree. I agree. Izzy, are we talking about Nick or are we talking about Sirianni?
That fucking Google's pissing me off.
Well, you use it for like everything you do in life. So I imagine you might want to, like, I don't know, clear up some space or something, bro. Fair, very fair, very fair.
Okay, so they lost. They were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 2. They were 6-2 when they went into that 49ers game. They ended up losing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. They ended up losing 6 out of the next 9 games.
Jesus. All right, fair enough. So who are we firing? Who are we firing first? Who is it safe to say is gone? Peterson's gone before McCarthy?
I think Peterson's the first to go.
Because getting spanked 47-9 is insane to me.
You talking about McCarthy?
Yeah. I mean, dude got cooked.
I mean, Cowboys are one of those teams. The Cowboys didn't have what's his face playing, did he? Did they?
Micah Parsons?
Yeah.
I don't think so. No, game. He was out.
Yeah. Cowboys for some reason have.
But are we honestly going to say that it would have been much different with Parsons there?
You probably would have lost.
You think it would have been less than? You think it would have been less than a 40 burger? Because I seen him get put. We put a 40 burger on him. He was there.
Yeah. I don't think one person. I mean, Micah Parsons is one of those guys though, where he can make a difference. But that defense has a lot of holes in it, and they're not playing up to what people thought they would. Micah's still good, but if he's not out there, that defense is kind of crap.
I am shocked that McCarthy still has a job, period. Even going into this year, I was surprised. I really was.
He's still had a level of success though.
Like, I don't know what Jerry Jones is doing. Like, I know he was screaming and yelling on the radio or on an interview of some sort. I heard he was yelling this week. Might have even been yesterday, today. I don't know. But he got really fiery over this. But I mean, do you think they're holding out for Belichick?
This Belichick thing's got to stop.
I agree. Listen, I agree.
About the Browns too.
No. He's not coming back. He despises Cleveland.
I know he hates Cleveland. There's nothing that could ever bring him back. But I don't want him back. What part of Belichick without Brady isn't anything much?
No, Nick. Okay. We could sit here and try to discredit Bill Belichick for everything. I'm not doing that.
No,
I'm not taking shit away from this
I'll
guy.
credit him what he is. He's a very good defensive mind. Very good.
Again,
one of the best, maybe. One of the best defensive minds.
Yeah, Brady, the best to do it.
Okay.
Who elevated all the talent around him with a good head coach, a defensive mind in this case. Whereas Mahomes is a great offensive mind. It's still, I'm not going to take away anything that the Patriots did.
But you have
post
to look
Brady.
You have to look post Brady.
I'm not doing that because the whole team after that was kind of shit.
Yeah, but post Brady, they were, and also the thing that comes with Belichick is when Belichick goes to a team, he wants more power, and Belichick has proven that he's a terrible judge of talent when it comes to the draft. Like, he makes boneheaded decisions. He makes those decisions that basically make it to be like, oh, I'm smarter than everyone else because I'll draft this guy Strange in the first round, even though everyone's looking at him in like the third or fourth, when I could just probably wait around and draft him if I really wanted him. And even that would be early. But no, I have to take him my first pick.
Well, I'm not criticizing anybody's draft. I have no room to talk. But at this point, I would say that I'm not going to discredit Belichick for anything that he's done. because he doesn't have Brady. I'm not gonna sit here and say shit. But I don't know that his career coaching is over. I really don't. I mean, maybe he does come back to the right situation. Right? Maybe he does come into a decent defense and builds it back up with a decent quarterback. Yeah, that wild card game was nuts. That was nuts. The Green Bay slaughter last season.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, it's like this Belichick thing needs to stop. I don't foresee anyone going after Belichick. I don't even know if Belichick wants to coach anymore.
Maybe he doesn't. Maybe he doesn't. I could see him coaching like the Jets or the Cowboys if he ever came back. I could see that. I could see him at either organization.
And also another thing is too, like, I don't want a 70-year-old guy as my coach. Like, I want a guy who you can grow with. Like, you're not going to grow with Belichick. If you get Belichick, you're trying to get a ring now. And I don't think Belichick's the one that's going to deliver you a ring.
That's true.
Like, I want a guy like how the Steelers have Tomlin. And they got him at like when he was like 40 years old. And 15 years later, he's still like only 55.
I mean, I love Tomlin. I do. I love that dude. Great coach.
Shit, man. That guy. I don't know how he does it. But he takes shit and turns it to gold.
No, Izzy. I don't think he's an improvement. I am still trying to be patient, but I don't know how much more patient I can be. I guess the real test is this week versus the Chiefs. Let's see what Scott. Let's see what we do versus Kansas City, but I don't think it's an improvement. Again, to the part that Nick kind of said the right thing there. You know, I would prefer to have a coordinator that you can grow with or build stability with, right? I don't know that Sorensen is that guy. I mean, I want to know what you think, Izzy, but I'm not going to sit here and lie to you and say to you that I would rather continue on with Sorensen. I will ride out this season with Sorensen, as much as it pains me to say that right now. But I'm still holding out for a reunion with Robert Saleh. And now that he has, been relieved of his duties in New York, I don't think that it would be right or fair just to swap him out. I don't even think this organization would do that. But fuck, what do I know? I mean, they traded up 3 picks and got a quarterback that wasn't it. So I don't know. They say one thing and do another, and we know that. We know that they bullshit a lot, and they do some shit. They pull some shit. They pull some great shit. They've done some dumb shit.
You don't grow with a coordinator. You're always, if you have good coordinators, you're always going to be swapping them in and out.
That's true, but I mean, what if Saleh doesn't get another coaching gig ever?
I mean, that's possible. But
so why not come back to the team?
No, that
essentially took your scheme and, dressed it up a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like, why not? It's definitely not outside of the realm of possibility. And he's young.
I was thinking that you meant like another coordinator, like a coordinator who was like a because coach or something.
No, because I mean, we're tired of this. We're tired of this turnstile at coordinator. We're tired of this shit.
Like if you don't want the turnstile, then you do like the Jim Schwartz route. You get an older guy who's been a head
Oh,
coach.
I love Jim Schwartz. I love Schwartz.
I just hope
I
he
put him
doesn't
up
go
there
down
with
the
Spags.
ship.
No, I don't think. Honestly, I don't think that Schwartz would go down with the ship. I think that he would be. I think his job in Cleveland is secure.
Yeah, but
if
they fire Stefanski, I don't think he's going to want to coach for another coach.
I don't believe that. Stefanski, no one's missing shit. Who even wants to tie themselves to that dude?
Typically, when coaches get fired, they don't keep coordinators around.
Robert Sala, John V. You aren't Nico. You aren't a delusional ass hat. Robert Sala, soft zone and prevent defense nearly killed us in 2020 when dealing with injuries. He quit on us at DC. I don't know. I mean, okay, that's fair to say, but I don't know that he quit on us. Is he? I mean, we did make it to the Super Bowl, and that defense was pretty stellar. But I mean, I won't lie to you. I was screaming fire Robert Saleh at the beginning of the season when we looked like this, and we looked like this with D'Amico. We looked like this early on too. I do agree with you, though. It never would have worked with Wilkes, even though Wilkes had a slow start also. I mean, I don't know. Here's what we don't know. We don't know what they're asking of these guys, right? Like we don't know what they're asking of these guys. Are they trying to take that solid D'Amico defense and put it on cruise control with the next guy in the room? Like, I don't know. Like, I genuinely don't know. I genuinely don't know what they're asking of this defense.
I thought the Niners had good defenses under Saleh.
They did. She's not saying that they didn't. I don't think she's saying that they didn't.
Wilkes was
the
not
COVID year. The COVID year.
Wilkes was not a good hire for you guys because he was a deferment from what you guys normally did.
What's up, Laney? I see you, fam. Thanks for coming out here and seeing us. I mean,
the Browns took a page and just did it on offense. They had a good thing going, and they decided to ruin it by hiring another coach whose offense was never really all that successful.
Scott Stefanski was the next best head coach in the NFL. Oh shit!
Yeah, Stefanski has a good year every couple of years, so don't fire him next year because he's due for a good one.
Look, Izzy, I know what you're talking about now. I figured it out. I get it. You're saying that he knew there were coaching opportunities on the horizon, so he kind of just chugged it along, kind of just Chase Young'd it to the end of the season. I got it.
You don't want to do that when you're looking for work. Like if you
I think he was one of the top prospects that year, wasn't he?
Yeah, but you don't want to mail it.
Wasn't he like a lead hire? Wasn't he a lead hire around the league?
Yeah, he was like among the 2 or 3 hires.
Like the hires.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was like one of the 5. Did he get hired the same year as Stefanski, or did he get hired the year before?
I don't know. I wasn't paying attention to the Browns then. I was more worried about what the hell was going to happen to my team. Oh, no. I knew D'Amico was next man up, and I was content. I was content because I knew everything was going to be okay. Then the Wilkes experiment. I don't know how bad. I think it was definitely a player. I think she's right. Bosa, Warner. I don't think that they really had. First of all, I think they mishandled the Wilkes situation. I didn't like. Okay. How am I going to dial this back without sounding like an asshole? I wanted him on the sideline. I did. I wanted Wilkes down on the sideline. But after looking back, I'm starting to realize that all I really wanted was that familiarity with the coordinator and his captains, with his guys. I thought that the line of communication was better if he was on the sideline versus in the booth. I guess looking back, they made him look like a clown. And he wasn't bad. He wasn't a bad guy. I certainly didn't have a problem with the guy. Right. Well, I mean, the way he was scapegoated, he was the scapegoat for the Super Bowl loss.
Well, it wasn't the right.
I kind of felt like, okay, it wasn't the right fit, but I thought that bringing him in, he had an understanding that like, this is the defense that we're running. This is the way we run it. We kind of just want you, like I said, kind of just put it on cruise control. Just do what we did here in years past. And I think at times he got a little, I think he went away from it. And he is the coordinator. He deserves to make calls, whether they're good, wrong, or indifferent. He deserved to do his own thing. If I mean, you know, he deserved to do his own thing. Now, whether or not it was the right thing, calling a zero blitz in that Vikings game, that was a little weird.
You don't hire a guy like Wilkes if your team runs on energy.
Look, I mean, at the time, Nick, I agree. Like, he's not a rah-rah guy. He's not going to be that guy that's going to just chest bump, just jump up and just chest bump you in midair. No, he's not going to do that. Mm-hmm. But I don't, looking back now, it was foolish to make him come up, down, that whole spiel. It looked bad. It looked bad now. During that whole thing, I was the one beating on the table to get his ass down here on the sideline. So I thought for communication purposes, it was better to hear it straight from your guys coming off the field rather than, you know, I don't know what I thought. It's moot. It doesn't matter. It didn't work out. They scapegoated that dude and they sent him home. So now you brought in Sorensen, who has never been a coordinator, and you're trying to, I don't know. What I do see is still the same defense, the wide nine. I see this whole thing. I see the scheme. I see the concepts. I don't see much different that you're asking Sorensen to do that Wilkes was asked to do. And I don't know if Shanahan is getting in there and pulling, putting his head coach card on the table and saying, I got this, do that. I don't know. I don't know. I really don't know.
Why don't we start wrapping this up and show that video?
All right, hold on a second. Let me read some. Remember Brian Allen versus Miami because Spoon having a hissy fit for the defense. Injuries at the end of the year blew off media. Solo was so done with Shaney. If he goes anywhere, it's Green Bay, Commanders, or Miami. Fuck. That's crazy. That's crazy because I think a lot of fans think that he would be coming back here. Robert Salo was up for both Cleveland Browns and Detroit. D'Amico Ryans wanted no piece of your garbage team and even came back a second year at San Francisco, postponing his head coach dreams because it was your team. I think she's talking about. I think when you wanted D'Amico as a Browns coach,
the Browns never went after D'Amico.
They never interviewed him.
No.
Did you say though? They already had. You said I wouldn't mind D'Amico in Cleveland.
I wanted D'Amico.
Yeah,
because I was fed up with Kevin the year before last year because he was calling stupid plays, and I felt like he had a lot of the blame. Last year he was an awesome coach. This year turns out like he reverted back to his old stupid ways. I don't know, but yeah, the year before I wanted D'Amico, but
Laney, I hope not. I hope we can win this one. Okay, I hope we can get the monkey off our back, at least in the regular season. JV, does your costume this year fit the chair? Does it require air and bobbing head as well? God, I haven't even thought that far ahead, Izzy. But no, that was still fun. That episode was fun. I just know that the chicken was rough. That was rough.
2 weeks from now, we'll have another Halloween episode.
I haven't even thought that through.
I got a great costume. Very excited.
Yeah, is he doesn't have any faith in this victory this coming weekend? I can't say that I blame her based off of, had we been 6-0 going into this week versus you guys, I would feel a lot stronger. But just the way we've lost in these division games, the Vikings game, I can honestly say was an admirable loss. They beat us good. But these 2 division games, Laney, I don't know, man. The way the defense gave up those games, I don't know. But I'm hoping for a victory. So we'll see. We'll definitely see. It'll be fun. It'll be fun to play you guys again until it's not. All right, Nick. So let's. So Tony wasn't here tonight because he took his son to an NHL game, to a Columbus game, and there was a tribute to a young man named Johnny Gardeau, nicknamed Johnny Hockey. He was drafted by the Flames in 2011, and more recently he played for the Columbus Blue Jackets. And in August, he was killed along with his brother Matthew. The night before his sister's wedding, they were hit from behind by a drunk driver, and both Matthew and John were killed just before their sister's wedding, the night before. So when Tony got to the stadium today, he shared this video with Nick and I, and he had asked if we could play it during the episode tonight. So I'm going to play. It's just a short little, it's by request only. This is Tony's request. I'm heartbroken. I'm not good with car accident deaths. It's something that way too close to my family. I'm not crazy about him, but this young man was a hell of a hockey player, and he deserves this recognition. Both teams tonight wore his jersey warming up. So here, we'll play this video for you guys. That's it. I mean, there's not a whole lot, but you can see here in the video that there's a lot of artwork here from kids. Just a sad story. He wasn't a no-name player. He was one of the better players on the team. Yeah, he was. He was absolutely. He was an all he played in an all, what was it? All pro, all rookie. Huh? I don't know what they call it in hockey, but basically they're all. I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I know all the names, but the thing is that this kid, this was just a terrible story. You're right. This was so sad, Laney. It was sad. Yeah. Yes. Was that in New Jersey, Izzy? Yeah, I think she's right. I think it was in Jersey. I think I again, memory's crap, but I do believe that it was in Jersey. Terrible. I mean, just a tragedy all on its own. So Tony took his son to that game tonight, saw that little memorial wall there, and took that video and asked Nick and I to share it. Look, I appreciate you guys for sitting through an hour and 38 minutes of Nick and I's nonsense. Yes, prayers to the family. Absolutely, Laney. Prayers to the family. I believe that he had a wife that was pregnant during that tragedy, and I don't know, man. Just a damn shame. So, listen, fam, thanks for stopping out here, supporting Nick and I and the channel always. We appreciate you. Hey, Chiefs week, guys. Let's get this win, San Francisco, and maybe a couple of victories here in Cleveland for the Guardians. And Nick Chubb back this week. Hey, that's the one thing regarding Cleveland, the Cleveland Browns, that I'm actually looking forward to. Is in fact Nick Chubb coming back after that gruesome injury. It's amazing that this man can still stand on his two legs and squat ridiculous weight, much less running the football at an all-pro level.
All the reports are saying that he looks real good.
Well, time will tell. But I mean, listen, hats off to you, Nick Chubb, for even being able to make this comeback. For anybody that doesn't know, that was a gruesome injury, and a lot of players probably wouldn't have come back from that injury.
Never cried at a football game. I've never cried at a football game. I shed a couple tears that day.
Hey, I mean, listen, when Nick Chubb's knee got blown out, dude, I love Nick Chubb. As a running back, I don't love a lot of things about the Cleveland Browns, but I do love Nick Chubb.
I had a very visceral reaction. I was actually, I think I like superimposed an illness on myself because I felt sick for the next 2 days.
You have a lot more to be sick about in this present season. You should be throwing up every week. That's it, folks. Listen, I got to go before Nick starts crying about anything else. We got to go. Good night, everybody. Take care. Have a great week. Let's go, Niners. Let's get a win here for Chiefs week. Take care, family. Peace out.